Howdy folks, Wes here, your craft beer geek, back with another beer review. Tonight we have something pretty special that I'm excited to try. This is the Weyrbacher 15. This celebrates their 15th anniversary of brewing, and they decided to make it a smoked Imperial Stout. So, quite interesting. As you know, if you've been watching along, I do like smoked beers, and I hope this one has a good amount of smoke flavoring in it. The Stone Smoked Porter was a little bit of a disappointment for me, so I'm hoping this one gives me a little more of what I love. This one clocks in at 10.8% alcohol and 80 IBUs, so it's actually quite bitter for a stout. It's going to be quite interesting. I'll go ahead and read their description here of it. It's not too long. It says, "This is a celebration of our 15th year of making craft beer, and it stands as an example of the bold, flavorful beers that we have come to make. This is not a timid ale. It is an intense, full-bodied smoke experience. 15 has a rich flavor profile balancing notes of dark roast, burnt toast, and spicy rye with a deep, earthy aroma of smoke and wood. This beer should age nicely and be a smoky treasure for many years. Recipe by Chris Wilson, head brewer, and Dan Hitchcock, brewer." And Weyerbacher is out of Easton, Pennsylvania. I picked this up here locally. It was $3.50 for the bottle. So not too bad. Unfortunately, I'm not going to let it age. This beer was released somewhere around June, I would imagine. I think, judging by the website here. So it's 4 or 5 months old, but really hasn't had a chance to age. It's just got the purple and orange Weyerbacher cap. Oh wow, that's really dark. There's still a little bit left in the bottle there. Didn't really get any head at all. Very thin head that's actually dissipating quite rapidly, which is something you expect with a high alcohol beer like this. Let's get an aroma. I do get a light smoke just in the aroma. Also, it's almost a bite in the aroma in the nose, almost like an alcoholic bite, almost like if you smelled like a vinegar, kind of that kind of bite to it. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go ahead and give this a taste and see what I think. Has a medium mouthfeel. It's not as thick as I would expect it to be. It's very, very dark. Let's see any light coming through it at all. It does have a good smokiness to it. It's not a full-on Rausch beer, hardcore smoke, but it does have a nice smoky finish to it. Definitely very tasty. Get a little bit of an alcohol burn, but not that. Not the astringency, I guess I would say, from alcohol. The off-putting sort of part of it that makes you wrinkle your nose. This is just a little bit of a burn, but not the vapors that you get from a high alcohol drink. I'm not getting as much of the maltiness from this as I would expect. The sort of roasty, chocolatey sort of flavors that I would expect to get from this type of beer. I'm not really getting much of that, which is surprising. It's more of a dark fruit, raisin, date kind of thing. which I really wasn't expecting to get from this. So I'm going to sip on this a little bit, and I'll come back with my final thoughts. Alright, I'm back. The Weyrbacher 15 has had a chance to warm up a bit. I have to say that the smoke flavoring is getting more intense as it warms up, and it's actually going to be surprised that I'm saying this, but it's not necessarily a good thing with this beer, because it's turning into just a smoke beer basically. It's not. I'm not getting any other flavors. It's so overpowering with smoke. I mean, don't get me wrong. As a lover of Rausch beer, I'm enjoying this, but I'm not getting anything other than smoke from it. There's a little bit of the dark fruit sort of taste at the beginning, and then it finishes with just, smoked malt. Which, like I said, is something I enjoy, but it's not. It's sort of overwhelming the rest of the flavors of this beer. So it's not much different than, just your run-of-the-mill 5% Rausch beer at that point. Not something that's sort of above on the next level that's, almost 11%, that's much more intense. So I'm having a really hard time sort of grading this beer. Because if I wanted to grade it on style and correctness and overall balance, then it's going to score kind of low. But based on my tastes and how I like Rausch beer, it would score higher if it was just based on how much I liked the beer. So I'm kind of struggling to come up with a grade for this. I'm thinking somewhere around a 7 is going to be where I'm going to come in on this. It's kind of in between how much I like the beer and how much I think it fits the style of what they were shooting for with the, this 15th anniversary brew. And I guess it would be kind of interesting to see how this changes with aging, as they do suggest aging it. Like I said, this is not aged. This is only a couple months old. But so yeah, I think I'm gonna set my final score at a 7. It's a good beer. Like I said, if I were to rate on how much I like it, it would be more like an 8. But I have to bring it down some, because just the smokiness is overwhelming the rest of the beer, and so at that point, it's kind of no point in having such a complex beer, because it's being overwhelmed by the smokiness. So I'm Wes, the Craft Beer Geek. Thanks for watching. I don't drink bad beers, and you shouldn't either. Cheers.